YouTube, what's going on? Gino Bonino here. Going to make a quick haul video. I haven't done them for a while, and a lot of these are books that have kind of piled up. I'm way behind, so I just want to kind of show a few things, explain where I got them. A lot of these I went for Christmas vacation to back to the Midwest and picked up a few things. Was actually quite surprised some of the stuff I found, and just wanted to share with it. Again, it's some Silver Age and some key issues and stuff like that, but the thing that really struck me was the condition some of these books are in. They're really nice. Just to let you know, I got my first haul, or my first books ever, back from CBCS. I know I mentioned a while back I went to a con and submitted a couple books primarily because of the signatures. I wanted to make sure that they were verified signatures, and I got them well before there was ever the witnessing stuff, the witnessing like they do now. And again, these were probably signatures that I got from back in the late 80s, early 90s. But anyway, want to show you, very proud of one. It's kind of a not such a great book, but I intentionally had it signed the way it was for the signature. This is a Stanley signature on a Fantastic Four. 371, it's the one with the embossed cover. They have a white version and a red version. The red version was the second print. Anyway, if you look at it up close, it's the Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, and it's an embossed cover. They were doing that back then, of course. But again, I had it signed at a convention a long time ago in Chicago, and even though I had a certificate of authenticity, I still wanted to get a verification, so I sent it in, or I dropped it off, I should say, at CBCS desk, and it took forever. I know everyone's been bitching about that, but finally got them, and I was happy. The other book didn't grade so good, but it still was a signature that I still wanted to have verified. This one was Rob Liefeld, and this was New Mutants 97 First Cable. Actually had this signed when I went to the first day release of Youngblood. The way that they had it set up is you could get, for every issue of Youngblood you bought signed, you could get one other thing signed. So I gave him this. And to be honest with you, I set it off to the side, sort of forgot what the deal was. And when I saw the signature, I had the hardest time figuring out whose it was, because it looks like, honest to God, chicken scratch. I'm sure you guys that have seen his stuff signed, it's really difficult to figure out what in the hell, whose signature it is, because he doesn't sign his books that way. If you look on the way he signs his books, nice and neat. You can read that easily, but this is what he does, I guess, when he's in a hurry. As it turns out, he signed his Youngbloods the same way. So I should have put two and two together, but I didn't. But anyway, I had this. The reason it's an 8.5, I dinged it really bad. I dropped it and did an accordion number on the cover, on the bottom right here, and tried pressing it out as best I could, but this was one that unfortunately broke color. If you look kind of closely, you'll see there's a little biff right there. One goes this way, and then there's just a tiny little fleck of color missing on the thing. But anyway, still happy with the signature. I did this mainly not so much to, again, I did this for me. These are books that'll stay in my collection. I've got a few books that no matter what happens, they're always going to be, passed down or whatever. Got a few that I don't care that much about, but these aren't one of them. These I really, really, really like. So, again, I had them signed, had them verified, and after much waiting, they finally came back. In regards to my vacation, what I did is there's three different things I did. It all started out, I was looking through Facebook Marketplace, and saw this book advertised. A fellow was selling it, so it was a bit of a journey, to be honest. Let me actually zero in on a little bit. This is Fantastic Four 58. The main reason, this isn't a key issue or anything like that, but it does have just a killer Doctor Doom cover. One of those things where if you see a Doctor Doom Fantastic Four cover, it's sort of like the Joker with Batman cover. It's just, and also, of course, Kirby art. So, I couldn't pass that up. The price was right. I think the guy wanted like $6-7 for it. So I went and and had to drive a bit, which was again a bit of an adventure in the Midwest with the snow on the ground. But anyway, went, and he had some other books, so I asked him to see what he had, and he had some other things. But anyway, again, not so much a key book, but it's a definitely keeper. And to be honest, for something from back then, other than just a little bit of browning, it's in just fantastic condition. I mean, it really is. It's probably, it's certainly not a near mint, but I bet it's, I don't know. I really don't know how they're going to, how hard they would get it. I probably will send it in to have it graded. We'll see. But there's no major issues with it. There's a little bit of biff right here. But other than that, it presents very well. It's a very nice book. So then, anyway, he brought out some other stuff. He had, once again, not so much a key issue, Daredevil 127. Let me adjust this. I didn't realize I was so off center. Sorry, guys. Kind of par for the course, though. Anyway, 127, I believe his second appearance. I think he's introduced Torpedo in 126, and I think this is the second. Marvel always did kind of the 3 book arcs with their villains, and this was the second of the 3. Then he had DC book Adventure Comics 431, and I believe this is either the first modern Spectre or something like that appearance. But anyway, I picked it up just because, again, the old Bronze Silver Age stuff, I just, and for what he wanted for it, I couldn't pass it up. He also had an old Superboy, 163, 153, let me check. Yeah, 153. Once again, in pretty damn good shape. The only thing really significantly wrong with it, there's just a little bit of ink bleed up here. I don't know if somebody touched a magic marker to it or something like that, but it's got a little bleed. And he also had, let me see here. I want to get this right. An old X-Men 18. Nice book. Again, very for the time, it's in good condition. The only thing, it does have a crease, a cover crease, which looks to be like can be pressed out. It doesn't break color, but it's noticeable if you look at it from a side. What happened? It looks like the cover was creased back and it goes right upside there. But and there's also a bit of a ding up here. But other than that, the book's in really good shape. Once again, there's a pretty significant break color crease right there. But any X-Men books before 25 are good. And then here's what he really had, and I knew this was before the series came out, and he had some Conans that were just in incredible condition. He had 2 copies of 58, which I picked up, and I don't know if you can tell, but they look like they just came off the rack. He had a giant size number 5. They had a 60, 57, 37, 56, and 59. There's 59. And here's 56. Just that classic, I think Barry Windsor Smith, I think, artwork. It's just, again, these books, I of course read them as a kid, and then for some reason I didn't keep a lot of these. So I'm was looking to re-get them, and these are really, really, really in good shape. I mean, there's really literally nothing wrong with this one. Literally looks like it just came off the shelf. I'm not kidding. It came off the spinner's rack. Not a thing wrong with it. Also, just a couple books. Marvel Presents Bloodstone #2. Again, just a high grade book, but not super significant. But these I thought were probably going to be good books later down the road. Right now they're not. If Red Sonja, Marvel feature Red Sonja 1, 2, and 3. There's 1. There's 2. And there's 3. I know there's been banter and talk about a Red Sonja movie. It's kind of been on again, off again sort of thing. So we'll wait and see. But anyway, that I believe was my haul from him. And again, I just went to buy the one book, and when he brought out the other ones, I was pretty excited about it. Anything that has, you know, a quarter or less price on it, I'll collect all day, just because, you know, it's just a matter. For one thing, they're not making it anymore, and again, they were in really good shape, so I couldn't pass them up. Then I went to a shop that kind of was more into cards and card games and stuff like that than it was comic books. So he had a bunch of boxes in the back, and it was kind of go through it and find what you can. So I did that, and I found and I literally got these. These are quarter bin finds. God Country #2, New Avengers #1, Dark Knight #1 or #2, excuse me, back up. Batman White Knight #1, #2. Holy shit! And again, this was I know the whole series 1, 2, and 3. If you see them, and you can see them for cover price, get them. Couldn't pass it up for a quarter. 52 #9. I know this features, I think, the first appearance of trying to think, the Batwoman, but it's her in her civilian clothes. Either that or second, I think maybe a cameo. Thanos #2 of the latest series. And also had, this is where I was thinking, White Knight #1. The first print, so couldn't pass it up. And that was my quarter box finds. Then I went to a little bit more established comic book store. They had everything you can imagine. They had cards, they had statues, they had a place to build models, like a painting area and all that. And I kind of dug through there, and what I found there was a bunch of Bronze and Silver Age. Well, let me just show you. Forgive me here. Let me find them. Here we go. Werewolf by Night #13. They had the entire run of Werewolf by Night, but they did not, of course, have 32 that was pulled, probably sold a while back. It's always a bummer when you find that and you start getting antsy when you're like going through it and it's numbered and you're getting to 15, 16, and then you're 26, 27. And of course, 32 is gone. So, also Tomb of Dracula #12. Let's see if this is the one. Yeah, this is, I think, the second Blade appearance. The first one, I'm not even sure what it is, but if I remember right, this, I think, was the second one. 10 was, I think, and 12 is the second. 15 and 16. And again, these are really good shape books. And then just a couple things I found. Not super valuable, but it was worth pulling for, I think, $1 or $2. Weapons of Mass Destruction #1. Eternals #9. Walking Dead 154. And I had one, I didn't know I had this book. I know there's various versions of them. This is the one with just the bloody bone claws. I know there's ones with metal and all that kind of stuff, making it more valuable. And I'm trying to get the entire run of Spawn. Didn't have 253 yet. I know kind of 250 and lower are kind of the ones to look for, but I didn't have this, so I went ahead and picked it up. So that's where I'll stop for now. That was my trip to, again, to the wild snow country. Then when I got home, there was some other stuff here. These are things that I picked up just in the last few days. There's a guy that was selling a bunch of sets, and again, I'm kind of trying to get an entire run of Conan too. These were a little bit more recent ones. I forget the storyline that this is. 232, 3 and 4, 235. It's kind of a young Conan. Takes place when he was, just when he was kind of figuring out who he was and all that kind of stuff. 236, 237, 238, $239, $240. Guy had these sets. Nothing really major here, but just to help fill around. One thing he had Captain Marvel 16 and 17, and this looks like these might get a little bit more valuable now that the previews are coming out. There seems to be a little bit more chitter chatter, a little bit more clarity about what the movie's going to be about. And I really like that cover. That's very cool. And let's see, nothing really else too major. Did get a Young Avengers, New Avengers, excuse me, number 7. And he had the entire set. Of course, it's ended at 10. Would have liked to get 11 with that first Ronin cover, but he didn't have that one. And I think I'll stop right there. There are a few more books that I do want to show, but again, what I'll do, I don't want this to get too terribly long, so we'll leave it right there. These were, again, my vacation books, and I will, when I come back with another video, I'll do some stuff that was in the mail when I got here. And I do have some Silver Age stuff back from CGC. It just came in yesterday, possibly a Spider-Man 129, and I'll do a blind open on those, and we'll see what's going on. All right, so that's it, guys. Once again, thanks for watching. Please leave a thumbs up and get some friends to help sub. And that is all for now. So once again, guys, Gino Bonino, I am out, and I will talk to you later. Happy hunting. Bye-bye.